I'm Alex.
I'm James.
And I'm Dan.
We're the Ragamuffins, and we went to Burn It Down Festival.
First of all, I don't think any of us had gone to gigs in Torquay before. So that was quite welcoming. Little bit of a trek for us. Not too bad a journey though. But instantly loved how close the venues were to each other. Kind of like one of the first things I did, because I got there a little bit before you guys, was go and scout it a little bit. And just to see literally 1, 2, 3 right next to each other was fantastic. And to have...
I mean, yeah, two of the venues were basically
literally
the same building.
Exactly. So. Just the proximity for that, I think, was really, really cool. And it also helped when you're going between like set to set and you've kind of got the staggered times of it to pretty much walk across the road to the next venue and then walk back to the next one. It just made it really easy going from place to place. Everything was so accessible. And I think it's just very well laid out in knowing where everything was going to be. So straight off the bat, loved it.
Yeah, what's been beautiful about this summer's UK festival season is that I feel like every festival has been completely unique.
Mm-hmm.
Like Takedown, was also in a city, but it was one venue, a very, very large sort of grandiose venue that felt like still sort of contained. Slam Dunk obviously is what it is, a one-dayer in a field. Download, the sheer scale of it. Trees has the intimacy of
a big festival, kind of.
It's got like the intimacy of a small festival, but the big atmosphere of a big festival, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
weird mix.
And then this being like a proper inner city, multiple venues one, which is the first time I've experienced anything like this.
Yeah. And
it was just like, I think, not to immediately reference the fact that we were press, but it was Sam and Dom from Ithaca said in our interview, like, seeing all of the grebs in the road and like basically the fact that
street grebs
had just taken over Torquay was like just a really nice thing, because that's one of the things about gigs that's so fun is as you get closer to a gig venue, you start seeing more band merch and dyed hair and tattoos and whatnot.
You see our kind.
It's like, you can like see the community like honing in on a spot. So it was nice to kind of have that feeling over the 2 days of like the grebs have taken over.
And there were some of the locals around. I think there were various conversations over the 2 days of locals just being like, what's going on here then?
Yeah,
and
they're essentially saying, what the fuck is going on, without directly asking what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. So that made
politely inquiring.
That made it quite fun.
What's this burn it down? What's going on?
Is it being burnt down? So we started off on the Friday, pretty much straight away, stage time of 3:30 with El Muno.
Josh absolutely loved it. His little face lit up watching this band. They were really, really sick.
Mm-hmm.
Fun, energetic, rowdy start to the day. I think what was really fun about this whole festival was that people were just showing up for every band. Like, I don't think I was really in a room anywhere that was like empty, half empty. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's something else we covered in a lot of the interviews we did over the weekend on the channel. Check them out. Was that there's kind of, because not many bands go down to the southwest very often, there was kind of a show of appreciation, I guess, that people appreciated that bands had actually gone there.
Sometimes you would see a slight staggering, I think, because of going from venue to venue, but you'd very quickly know that they're just filling in from just seeing the band previously, and it's like, yeah, okay, we're making the trek over, and maybe like a song or 2 songs in, it then immediately just floods and is full, which was just lovely to see.
But yeah, I mean, they were great. They apparently have a tradition every time they play Burn It Down that they get carried out at the end of the set, and that tradition continued.
Long may it rain.
Yeah.
Long may it rain. So from here, as Dan mentioned, we had press. We were doing some interviews with a few bands, so you can check those out now. I think if I recall correctly, at this point, we were speaking to Skin Failure, who were playing later on in the day.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We talked to Harriet.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Took
me a minute to remember what days were which,
yeah.
But yes.
It was really, really fun doing interviews. We're really grateful to Burn It Down and Sophie and Matt for having us there. But it did mean we missed a couple of bands that we might have wanted to see. So that's why there's a few sort of gaps in our schedule.
So I think from what I heard while we were doing that, a couple of our guys went to go and see Knife Bride, and I heard very good things.
Yeah, so, they're a band I wanted to see, but
a bit of a shame.
Sadly
but hearing those good things, it makes me very excited to try and catch them on a bill coming up. I think that'll be very cool.
So yeah, we were doing interviews, but we managed to sneak out for a while to the Apple and Parrot, which was basically a pub.
What a great venue, by the way.
Fucking sick venue.
Really cool.
Really cool. Actually, they had like screens in like the back and like round the side of the bar area, so you could still see what was going on stage. And we got there to see the band Kotaba, Korean math rock.
Which James took a particular shining to, didn't
me
you?
and Josh were like stood right near the front, and we were just vibing. It was so much fun, very enjoyable, and you could tell they were just having a laugh on stage as well. I think it's like one of the first times they've been in the UK in particular. Just a lot of fun and good vibes. They just seemed happy to be there.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good summary of like the beauty of a festival like this is not only like the willingness to book, you know, a band from overseas, but the fact that everyone there was just so excited and like up for just seeing them and like trying something new. We were there bopping along, never heard them before, never seen them before, having so much fun. I think like the thing that I really enjoyed about this festival was like bookers and like the festival goers. It felt like everyone was. It was the handshake meme. It was like everyone is on the same page about having fun this weekend. So,
And trying new things.
And trying new things.
Right, who's next? Ithaca next.
Seen them 3 times this year, which is insane, and fucking loved it every single time. First one was a Takedown in a small, almost like DIY hardcore feel like room. And then the grandiose main stage of Trees, which was fucking sick in such a different way.
Grandiose.
Fantastic word.
Get a load of
And
this
then-
guy.
And then the Foundry, which is an exquisite venue.
Oh, just bring
Um,
out the dictionary.
No, Foundry, by the way,
Oh,
is actually
fantastic.
a brilliant venue.
It was
the balcony around the sides and back is
at some point of the
fantastic.
day when someone turned around and said Sleep Token have played.
Yeah,
here.
I can't fathom the fact that Sleep Token played in there not that long
Holy
ago.
shit,
Like,
that would be ridiculous.
that would have been incredible.
But anyway, Ithaca.
Ithaca.
It was fucking packed.
Packed, rowdy, raging, raucous.
I think the best time we've seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so as well. They sounded fantastic in that room. Yeah, absolutely amazing, to be honest. We then managed to catch a little bit of Harriet because we did have interviews booked at that time, but we couldn't not miss any of that set.
Had to see
bits.
it just as
Well, I mean, it was cutting through from the press area.
It was
The bass tone and the drums were. You can probably hear a bit of it on our Ithaca interview. To be fair,
yeah.
picking up over the mics. But we don't need to say much more about Harriet. We think they're amazing. I think most of the scene thinks they're amazing as well. So if you haven't got onto Harriet yet, get
You're
on
a
it,
big
man.
dumb
you're
fuck.
missing something.
Yeah, sorry, that was a bit mean.
James, did you catch more of Harriet's set than myself and Alex did?
I did catch a little bit more. Like I say, again, similar to Ithaca, it was just absolutely packed in there. I don't know the venue's capacity, but I think you're reaching it. The telltale sign as well was when talking about the Foundry in particular with the upstairs balcony area.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of, if you're the second row back, you can kind of just about see. There was just rows and stacks of people there. Everyone just clamoring in to watch that set. Truly amazing, and I think the best time that I've seen them live. I then
Maybe like the must see set of the weekend.
definitely up there.
I reckon maybe.
Definitely up there.
It's a shame we didn't see it. Then.
Shame we
Yeah,
didn't see it because I was
you
doing the
guys didn't see
interview. but-
From there, I remember Josh turning around to me and saying, "James, you love metalcore. You're gonna love Heart of a Coward."
I'll tell you what, Josh has been going on about Heart of a Coward for weeks.
Yeah, and he was not wrong. Thank you, Josh. I thoroughly enjoyed that set. Having the opportunity to kind of just watch them from the upstairs bit as well, I found fascinating. Frontman did frontman things. He was fantastic. He just
Frontman be frontmanning.
frontmanning. It just felt like he had a fantastic stage presence. He commanded that crowd fantastically. And
There's a big slice of pizza.
Yes, there was a big slice
from
of
what I've seen.
pizza. A band that definitely for me I've come away from Burn It Down and really needing to delve into more and listen to more. So again, it's the things you love to see at festivals is you get recommended bands or you see bands you never would have seen previously, you haven't heard of, and you go and watch a set, you're captivated by it, and you come away from it, I've got to listen to that band, and you find those new discoveries, which I think are some of the best undiscovered like little nuggets of festival season, to be honest. But yeah, absolutely love them.
Festive Nuggets.
Festive Nuggets. We love them Festive Nuggets. I think I then went to go and see Skin
Yeah,
Failure.
you scurried across the road to see Skin Failure, I
I
believe.
ran across.
And I scurried to the co-op for dinner.
And I was on my way back from the hotel from dropping the equipment off that we'd
You were.
recorded with. So James, you're on your own with this one.
let's do it.
How was Skin Failure, mate?
After chatting with them early in the day and seeing how nice they were, I was thoroughly looking forward to the set. I've been listening to their stuff recently anyway. Christ, they blew the roof off Apple and Parrot. Like, seeing people crowd surfing in that smaller venue, basically the small bit of the pub kind of side, was absolutely fucking ridiculous. The song sounded incredible live. They had a great presence with all of them up on there. And again, weirdly different to how like Heart of a Coward kind of commanded that stage. They just owned that area in Apple and Parrot and absolutely was blown away by that set. And for me, that's definitely a standout looking back at it and thinking, what are the highlights? What are the first things I remember from the bands that I watched at Burn It Down? That Skin Failure set is way up there. It sounded fantastic live.
From what I hear, the band themselves said that was the best show they've ever played.
Yeah, absolutely blown away by it. And then I think we all reconvened for the main headliner in the Foundry, which was Angel Dust. I think we'd seen them at Outbreak last year.
I have a feeling they were at Outbreak.
And we may have caught a little bit of it.
I can't confidently say that they were there
I feel I remember
or that we
seeing-
saw them. But
I'm having a That's So Raven moment,
But-
trying to remember.
but I
it's-
That's
just
niche.
it just feels right.
Yeah.
we definitely saw them at Trees last year.
I want to say I remember seeing the...
I feel like seeing the backdrop at Outbreak on the main
That's
stage.
the thing
Yeah.
that's kind of bringing me back memories. However, it was Josh who was really sold on this set, I think.
Josh had a great time.
Josh
If
had a
you
bloody
watch our
lovely time.
vlog, there's loads of footage of Josh having a really nice time. Go and check it out if you like watching people having a nice time.
Happy times.
And
I
to be
love
fair,
watching
the
Josh
whole
having a nice
vlog
time.
is just us having a nice time at Burn It Down. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
want to see that,
Just
go
go
and check
watch
it out.
all of that.
They were fantastic.
I found that, yeah, again, another set where people just kind of went feral for it. Many inflatables were thrown. It was just the atmosphere in there, I think, especially like to cap off that whole first day, just really showed to us that this being the 5th year of Burn It Down, we've missed something the past few years. And to have like a small festival like this, to find it now and go to it and experience it, it's one that's now on our radar next year straight away.
Also, how rare is it for a band like Angel Dust to be not only like in this country but headlining a festival? Like,
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Weren't they also were they the replacement for Loathe?
yeah,
yeah.
I guess, although we missed out on that set
Yeah, I
because we've
think
enjoyed a lot of Loathe.
it was nice to see something different. Though.
Yeah, we hadn't really had the experience of watching Angel Dust before, and all came away with it with good vibes just to finish
Yeah.
off that day.
I mean, we've already talked about the Foundry as a venue. I was having a nice time thinking, I'm going to watch a bit from over here on the balcony. I'm going to go and watch a bit from down there. I'll watch a bit from the bar. We'll have a nice like 8th cider of the day.
Those ciders were good.
Regretted it though.
So I think we finished off that set. We went over to Apple and Parrot because they had after party going on.
Excellent, by the way. Where else
Really
where
fun.
else would you rather be after a day of festivities than at the pub?
Exactly. We enjoyed some drinks. Josh enjoyed trying to kickflip a flapjack.
I think he succeeded.
Yeah.
So day one of Burn It Down was just the 2 venues, but on the Saturday the attic opened and it was crowd kill galore. But we'll get to that in a bit because the first band we saw was...
The first band I saw was False Worth. I think you guys were setting up for the day.
And were they worth it?
They were worth it. I was very impressed. Again, a band that I saw kind of just hovering around the rest of the day as well, just watching other people, especially up in the attic when it opened up. Sorry.
I made myself laugh at hovering around the venue.
If some of these cuts in this recap seem a bit rogue, it's because we've made ourselves giggle too much and we've had to edit it out. But
We're just so fucking funny.
we're so funny, it's unreal.
But you don't get to see it.
No.
Some of it might make it in.
Falseworth, they were sick.
False Worth, the first band that I saw. You guys were setting up ready for interviews. Absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed it. A nice little surprise, I think, to start the day at 11:30. I'm going to power through this.
Yeah, there you go.
A nice and then we went to Cartoon Head. I think following them in Apple and Parrot.
Back in the Apple and Parrot
Back
again.
in Apple and Parrot.
sinking pints.
Dangerously cheap, I would say.
It was really affordable.
Really, really good.
Really, really nice. Like, what, £4 for a pint, I think?
The cider I had,
Lovely.
I dream of it.
cider, £3.75. And to be fair as well,
Probably cheaper than a pint of Coke.
probably, but also the pizzas they did, I think it was like $8.50 for a pizza and a pint, and the pizzas were fucking good,
Hell
like
yeah.
really good. So I know that next time, if I'm down there again,
Shout out Apple and Parrot Pizza Chef.
killed it.
And also
Anyway.
shout out Cartoon Head. Their
Yes,
set was
Cartoon Head.
super fun.
Yeah, bands. Talk about bands
Yeah,
here.
bands. Yeah. Music festival. Cartoon Head used to have a band before that me and you, Dan, very much enjoyed. That band is no more, but Cartoon Head.
Cartoon
fucking
Head
sick.
has
So much
risen
fun.
from the ashes
Yeah.
like a phoenix.
And their songs, basically, just all their songs sound like they could be on a FIFA soundtrack, and that is probably one of the
Yeah.
highest compliments I could give indie alternative rock. They're so much fun. Love that band a lot. And yeah, just
Yeah, very grateful to get to chat to them as well.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Much appreciated.
and again, so sick that the lineup had such a range and diversity in terms of subgenres and styles of music, because you went from something like this to, I think one of the next bands I remember watching was Cauldron.
Yep.
In the Attic, which was Slam City, basically. That band is so cool. Sort of like metallic, new hardcore with new metal and fucking a bunch of other cool shit. Basically, if it's cool and it looks like it fell out of a dingy 90s movie,
It's there.
it's up my alley. And Cauldron are just like that, and I fucking love it.
I think after that, it was Shields. The 5 years since they've last played together, the big comeback, and absolutely blown away.
They were
So
awesome.
good. So
have
Genuinely good.
never ever, in all the gigs I've been to, been at the Barrier for a show, and I thought, I walked in there a little bit early because I was like, I want to be here. I don't want to miss any of this. And I saw there was a spot there, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
I remember I arrived at the Foundry a bit later than you did, and I remember coming and finding you, and you were like, I'm on the barrier.
I was just so happy.
Look,
Look, I'm here. I'm at
Barrier.
the Barrier. Me, Barrier. It was fucking cool though. Like it was really enjoyable set. They absolutely killed it. Seeing so many people just happy to see them on the stage again. Seeing the comments after this on social media as well of how happy people are. The new song is fantastic as well, Bury Me, and the tours they've got booked. People even from America being hyped at their back and all this kind of thing. It's nice to see that love there. I love metalcore. It's my fucking jam. So it was right up my street, and I thought they absolutely fucking smashed it.
I think the old songs have aged really well as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Massively so.
they could have played them and you could tell me that they were brand new songs and I would have believed you. Like, those riffs, those breakdowns, melodies, everything still like holds
Fine wine.
fine today. Yeah.
For that 45-minute set, they absolutely commanded that stage in there, and that stands out to me as one of the main highlights of all the sets I've seen. Like, spoke about Skin Failure earlier in App and Parrot. I think for me, this was the set, along with maybe Being as an Ocean, that in the Foundry, I was absolutely blown away by. Thoroughly loved it.
And again, awesome to chat to them.
Yes. Very, very nice. So after Shield finished, I went into Apple and Parrot. I love new metal. We grew up on some new metal. And Forager I mentioned beforehand. So I thought, let me go and check it out. Thoroughly enjoyed by that.
Excellent.
Very much want to check out some more of their stuff. Manchester-based new metal. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So
New metal in a pub.
hey, I love it. It's fantastic. And then having that, sitting down, ordering my pizza, watched a bit of Mother Vulture, and just hearing the vocals in the warm-ups when they were just kind of doing sound checks and things. I remember, I think me and Tyler looked at each other and we were like, what's this going on? It's going from like operatic into like the gnarliest screams you could get, and just hearing the vocal range. And then I remember sitting down there, like you have the screens in there in the pub, and sat down watching it, and just
Why are you eating your pizza?
literally eating our pizza, just watching it on the screen.
I went for a knife and fork then, but I don't think
no,
you're a knife
no.
and fork with a
I'm
pizza
not,
guy.
No, hell no.
Good.
literally sat there and watch it and seeing people like crowd surf in front of me while I'm just like eating this pizza, watch it on the screen, and thoroughly enjoying the set.
It's like when you sit
great.
down and find a YouTube video to watch while you eat your dinner.
It is, isn't it?
But
it
it's
felt
already
like
there.
that
You've got a
in
live
real
set on
life.
for you.
So yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. But where were you guys at? I think during that time.
That was probably around the time that I saw Dream State, and I stayed for the whole set. I thought genuinely one of my favourite sets of the weekend. I've listened to them a little bit before. A bit skeptical because they've gone through quite a big lineup change recently, but you wouldn't know that it was any different. The confidence that the whole band had, especially Jessie, their vocalist and frontwoman, who was just all over the place in like the best way, like in the crowd, on the crowd, just spinning around the stage. She just commanded the crowd brilliantly, and they were excellent. I think one of my favourite sets of the weekend.
Yeah, Jessie had the best command of stage and crowd across the whole weekend, in my book.
Yeah, I
She
agree.
was absolutely fantastic. Everyone was just in the palm of her hand, basically, for the whole set. And
everyone in there was
yeah.
loving it as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
and
they did
rowdy
that
and
thing
really
where you
fun,
get
yeah.
people to crouch and jump up and down, and no one was reluctant to do it.
And I normally fucking
I
hate
normally
doing
hate it,
Mm.
but I was well up for it this time.
Yeah. What more can
And
you
like
want?
circle pits, mosh pits, everything was going on in there. It was
Like a
it was a
bingo
lot
card
of
and
fun.
it all just to go off,
Yeah,
basically.
like
Yeah, Dream
a lot
State were
of
just
fun.
playing Mosh Pit Bingo.
And everyone was a winner. I mean, we thought that, well, at least I thought that nothing could match the energy that was in the room for Dream State, but Higher Power were, I think, on par.
Brilliant, yeah. I sort of took this opportunity to watch from not side stage because I wasn't on stage, but like the side of the stage on the balcony, basically. So I was kind of like God's view above the band, really, which was like really exciting for me because I've seen Higher Power a bunch of times now from the crowd, and yeah, there's something about being able to watch a band like that from that point of view is a really, really unique experience because it like the energy translates in a different way because you're seeing it in real time rather than being in the crowd. You're seeing it in real time.
Yeah, and from
coming in
that
waves.
angle, you're kind of looking across the crowd as well.
Yeah.
So you're seeing the stage right below you, the band on the stage, and then the crowd as well. So you're kind of seeing all of it in like almost like a panoramic view.
Yeah.
I've always
Yeah.
found it interesting as well when you hear people, and we could kind of get it from there as that perspective that even watching a band from the side, like most people say side stage with it, that you get such a view of like the drums, and you purely get that drum sound. And for me, like I found that fascinating.
In fact,
especially
yeah,
watching them.
I think it was during Higher Power actually that I saw you sort of go off to the very like furthest back you
I
can
was,
get down that
and I was
side
just like
bit.
literally
And
watching the kit,
You were stood there with your arms crossed at one point, just sort of going.
just nodding, just happy. I think that was just cool. I think the points. I think you were looking like guitar fretboards and things like that as well. But for me, then just seeing like the drums from that perspective, never having had that opportunity, and especially like in a venue like the Foundry, just made it for such a special experience. But yeah, Higher Power, sick.
Again, it's a set that I took advantage of how easy it is to get around the venue as well. Even though there was quite a lot of people packed in for that set, I started with you guys up at the sort of top by the balcony and just, I want to be down there. I want to be in there. So then I went down there and had a very good time. It was very, very fun.
Had a good time in all areas.
There was a giant duck.
There was.
If you check our vlog, you can see what I mean.
Do you think anyone thinks you're talking about a real duck right now?
I hope so.
We then went over to Attic.
Yes.
Josh, they've been talking a lot about Desolated beforehand. Got fucking packed in there, and it was very hot.
That was the hottest room.
Yeah,
across the whole festival.
and fair play to them to continue do the whole performance with that. Energetic, heavy. Crowd a bit iffy, as mentioned earlier, with crowd killing, but I still kind of very much enjoyed the set. I think they sounded fantastic in there. Good vibes.
Yeah, it was fun and rowdy and everything I think you kind of want out of a rough and ready DIY hardcore feel show. So yeah, really sick, really fun, but just hot.
And then to cap it all off, I think to say what you just said a minute ago of you wanting to be up and around and everywhere and watching people in a venue, seeing being as an ocean.
I reckon he wants to do the same.
He fancied a bit of that as well.
He saw what was happening. He was like, you know what? I'm going to go in the crowd. I'm going to go on the balcony. I'm going to go over here. The guitarist thought, fuck it, I'm going to stand on the stage amps. I've never really listened to them before. I think it was you used to listen to them quite a fair bit.
Oh yeah.
And so this being a new experience, I don't know if you were expecting anything in particular or had seen them do anything like that, but I was just gobsmacked at the stage presence, the whole kind of visual aspect of just seeing where they were, and just there's a different intensity, I think, to that live performance by them that I was absolutely captivated.
I mean, I went in sort of with quelled expectations. I didn't want to like get too excited for it and be underwhelmed. I didn't want to like not look forward to it. So I went in at sort of a mid-level, but I came out like really loving this band again.
Yeah, I was exactly the same. I've got a very sort of deep, sort of profound relationship with those first two albums. They were very pivotal parts of like my adolescent years, listening to like hardcore and melodic hardcore. And so I didn't really know, because I'm not really up to date with like their recent stuff. I was the same. I didn't really know how the set was going to go and how I would respond to it as a fan of the older stuff. But from the get-go, I was just all in. Like, it was maybe one of the most like cathartic live experiences
they're one of those
I've had.
bands. I guess it's a common thing with melodic hardcore. It's similar with Casey. Like, you don't really know how to respond as a crowd member. Like, there's moments where you feel like maybe the pit should open here, and then there's other moments where it's like it would be really like almost insulting if the pit was to open at this point.
Yeah, I know.
So it's always weird being a crowd member for those sorts of bands, but it almost felt like a religious experience at times.
Yeah, I can see that.
And
like, there was a like real like togetherness, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole.
Yeah.
I think that's like their absolute goal as well with their live shows. So yeah, it's
probably
like
part of
really
why I believe his name's Joel, the main vocalist. It's probably part of the reason why his thing is to like wander around the crowd. I guess it breaks down that barrier, that fourth wall. It's like it's not a band and a crowd; it's everyone in that room.
And it was quite interesting because then when he was walking around, he'd gone up the stairs in the balcony. You can see everyone like looking around just to see where is he, and then it all ends up leading up to him with the stage dive coming off of it. Absolutely fantastic. Like I say, captivated by it, and I think just marked the end of a fantastic 2 days at Burn It Down. Like first time we'd had the chance to go. Lucky enough to have press and to interview some fantastic bands and meet these people, but then to see these phenomenal sets. Bands that we knew, bands that we didn't know, and to come away from it with such a great experience. And like I say, looking forward to something next year and going again. Now being something on the calendar to go to Burn It Down once more, it's just got me excited.
Don't think I can really add much more. Burn It Down was a fantastic first experience at Burn It Down this year. For me personally, to be able to be there with you two, basically doing what we do with our podcast and speaking to bands that we love, was a really gratifying and like just a beautiful experience for us as well. And
Yeah.
like,
It was.
not to be too gushy, but I just love that we get to do this, and I love that we had that experience that weekend, and like we'll forever be grateful to Sophie and Matt and the whole Burn It Down team for just having us there, and like
Thank you.
letting three twats with a YouTube channel just turn up and
I mean, we owe if we're going down that path, we owe a lot to the viewers and listeners currently watching and listening as well. Because if we didn't have an audience, we probably wouldn't be able to do stuff like this. So, thank you to you as well.
If you're there now and you watch this and are thinking, what are they talking about? Watch our vlog. We've been to Burn It Down. Watch all that. Interviews with the bands like we mentioned. They're all up on the channel as well. Plenty of stuff to watch over. This is kind of leading towards the end of festival season. We've got Misery Loves Company as well. But go back and look at all our videos. We had 2,000 Trees, Download, Slam Dunk, Takedown. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. So much has happened. I've forgotten so many
zoned
things.
out. So I'll be honest. So
I knew you had. It's like you'd gone like into like factory reset mode for a second.
Like the video. Comment down below if you're at Burn It Down Festival. Who did you enjoy the most? Who would you like to see play next year? Let us know.
Oh, that's a good question.
Subscribe to the channel. Plenty of good things here.
oh, let's quickly all say one band we want to see there next year.
Are we going headliners or
Anywhere on the lineup. Graphic Nature. I'm saying it before either of you two can. Headline is a tough one to predict. Basement did it in 2019. I was looking back through lineups.
Oh, it'd be nice to do that again.
Oh,
Trashboat.
yeah. Oh, go on.
Trashboat played it last year, I think.
Put Basement
Fuck, did
again.
they
That'd be
actually?
well
Yep,
fun.
Trashboat and Death Havana last year, I think.
Shit, okay.
Yeah, that was fucking sexy. Why didn't we go to that? Oh. Holding Absence.
The boys.
Guilt Trip.
He knows what's up. On Malevolence?
Josh said Malev played up in the attic a long time ago. So to be fair, a Malev headline set.
Oh, it would almost be too dangerous, wouldn't it?
Get a bit rowdy.
That balcony in the Foundry coming down. Metallica? That'd be fun.
Who?
Oh.
Metallica doing 2 nights in the Foundry.
We've been the Ragamuffins. Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks.